Hello, Pisces North Node, and welcome to your 3-month forecast for January, February, March 2023. I am Samara, your Feminist Alchemist. I just want to remind you first and foremost that these are general readings. So the messages may not apply to everyone, and not all messages may apply to you. Just take what strikes a chord and leave the rest to whoever else in your Pisces North Node collective needs to hear that message at this time. If you are feeling this reading, do give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to the Feminist Alchemist channel so that I may better connect to your energy, and it also signals to the guides that you would like to receive more messages through this channel. Do also click the notification bell so that you know when I upload. These are North Node readings. They are not for any other placement in your chart, not for sun, moon, or rising. So if you are not 100% sure where your North Node placement is, then you can go to the link in the description box that will send you to my website, where there is a chart of dates and placements of the North Node according to Western astrology. And what else? I am offering personal readings, a limited number of personal readings for 2023. There is a link and a discount code in the description box. If this is your first time at my channel, welcome. And the spread that I use here for the North Node has been given to me by my guides. So it goes through several sections, all of which I will timestamp so that you can refer to them easily, whether or you want to watch this reading in more than one sitting, or you want to come back to it anytime in the next 3 months. So we start with the universal energies first, which are the big overarching energies that are at play in your world during the next 3 months. Then we go 5D, which is your higher self or future self, and messages that they have for you, where they would like you to focus your attention for your next phase of growth. The 3D, we look at what's going on in your physical reality that is presenting itself as opportunities for your expansion. Then we ask for guidance on how to bridge the 3D and the 5D. I ask this time around, I will ask about the portal of the heart, what wants to come through the portal of your heart and be expressed in the physical realm. I choose a different kind of area to focus on in the last rung of this reading. Sometimes it's karma, sometimes it's multidimensionality, so on and so forth. And this session, we're doing the portal of the heart. And then I pull 2 final oracles for you to close off the reading. So without further ado, I will grab your universal energies right off the top here. On this one here, we have up and surfacing. I think they want those 2 together. So, faith. I have never seen that card before. It's always exciting when new cards come out that I haven't seen. Faith. Yep, and right. Interesting again. And sexuality. Okay, big overarching themes. They already pointed out to me that this up kind of looks like a penis. Well, more than kind of. It looks like a penis. So, and surfacing. I feel a reawakening of your sexual energy, but not just in a sexual way, but in a way that is life-affirming, life-fueling. You may be finding ways to channel sexual energy into other areas of your life, like your physical health, your mental well-being, your creativity, for example. Sorry, my chair is doing a squeaky thing. And I feel that it's something that has been buried is coming to the surface. You have the potential to bring a lot of inspiration, a lot of energy that has been suppressed. You have the ability to bring it to the surface in the next 3 months. Faith is telling me that there's a potential for miracles here, like what seems like miracles to you, or they are miracles, but something, especially if you're overcoming some type of physical ailment, emotional blockage, mental health kind of they just want me to say that you're going to overcome something that you thought was just something that you would have to come to terms with. And they want you to know that the coming to terms with it is also part of what will create the miracle, if you will. And coming to terms with whatever it is does not mean settling, as much as it means you come to terms with it in the sense that you believe your life is still going to be amazing, even if that never sorts itself out. But the reality is it will sort itself out when you stop focusing on it being the reason why shit doesn't work for you. Now, right can be, there's not many ways that you could take the card right. Either you're meant to write, or you're meant to, whether or not anyone's meant to read that writing is a question. But I also feel that this could be figurative, like as in rewriting your story, writing your story. I feel that there's a lot of healing energy within your sexual energy that is going to come to the surface, or you have the ability in the next 3 months to learn that skill. It could be a Kundalini rising situation, especially with the up card there as well. Okay, they want me to move on to 5D. It's the sexuality area is a little bit shrouded in mystery at the moment, but I'm hoping that the next few rungs will clear up that area. We have change, compassion, fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, which totally does not surprise me at all. I have dynamic and crown chakra. Transition. There's one more in there. There we go. Remembrance. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so change. Some of you are changing careers. Some of you are changing gender identities. Or getting rid of gender identity. There's a lot of healing possible in the next 3 months, and your higher self, future self, wants you to know that everything that you desire to be already is, because time is not linear outside of this realm where we kind of hold ourselves to time. So in the great cosmos of things, you're already everything that you want to become. The task is for you to align yourself with that which you already are. Not to sound confusing and convoluted, but part of what attaches you to previous versions of yourself is also when you're unable to show yourself compassion and forgiveness and full acceptance, right? The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. And you did get the heart chakra as well. So I feel that there is a huge potential for healing. Healing, like they're showing me kind of a scabby surface, and underneath the surface is all of this fresh, flowing liquid. And you need to get through the scabby surface. So, surfacing, right? There is something that wants to come up to be expressed. Now, sexual repression of sexual energy may or may not have to do with sexual experiences in the past. It could also just have to do with early sexualization, for example, or like your vitality, life force being judged as something other than vitality and life force, right? Because what I'm getting here also with dynamic is I feel that parts of your energy have been misconstrued by other people, and therefore ends up also being misconstrued by you. So you're categorizing it wrong. You're judging it, period. It's been judged and you continue that judgment. And your higher self wants you to ask yourself how your inner guidance system really feels about you and your sexuality and your vitality and how you express yourself in the world. I have a feeling that some of you have changed that to suit the world around you. And some of you like to suit the opinion of someone who was vital to you in your upbringing. During a time when a lot of our sense of self comes from how we are received by a parental figure, for example, or how we're received at our place of schooling. And there's something to be healed in that time, because there's something suppressed in your energy body that was suppressed since then, that now wants to come and be embraced and utilized, because it was never a negative thing. And even if you went through that, there was a lesson to be learned there in how to go through this healing process that you have the potential to go through in the next 3 months. So, I keep coming back to this feeling that, especially for women who have very dynamic personalities, could be also if you are a woman of color, that you suppressed parts of your personality, of your energy, in order to fit into what was considered quote-unquote professional behavior, quote-unquote, you're subjected to more judgment. And so you put a lid on some of your, loud laughter or self-expression. Let's just say your own self-expression, because people have judged it through a different lens. So that came up there as well. I'm going to go to this corner here. Right. I'm getting a very clear message that some of you are definitely meant to write about your life experiences. because they are meant to help other people. Your writings are meant to help other people. That could be a novel, it could be a blog, it could be, you're freelance, you do freelance, opinion articles, for example. Because it's a way that you will process your thoughts, emotions, and feelings, but it's also like the crown chakra is telling you, and like with transition and remembrance, there is a huge divine purpose behind it, and a healing of more than just yourself. It could also reflect healing through your ancestral line. I also want to touch upon the possible figurative sense of this, where you're simply being called to to write your own story in the physical realm. Some of you are being called to be agents of change by speaking your truth. And not just your truth, it's a bigger truth. It's part of a bigger truth. Your higher self wants you to understand that your truth is part of a bigger truth. And for us to all benefit from that truth, it must somehow find its way into our physical reality. Some of you will see your life experience with this remembrance card. Some of you will see your life experience reflected in other people in your family, especially those that came before you, a mother, a grandmother. I'm getting a strong feminine energy, as in this case, a strong energy of female ancestors, like those that identify with being female. And they want me to say that the kind of balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine is not only those who identify as female that are going to be ushering in the balance of the divine feminine for our next era. So they just wanted me to leave it there and let that resonate with you as it resonates. We're going to the 3D now. We're going to the 3D. Is there anything you want me to say about faith and remembrance and transition? That's a very big energy in this corner. Like the faith energy is someone has some serious miracles coming. Like you are going to be more than you even believed you could be. And this is why you need to leave room for just whatever to conspire that will conspire. Because I'm just getting this message that your change, your transition, the resurfacing and remembrance of a lot of who you are, who you've been in past lifetimes, who you are in this lifetime. Take it as it resonates. It's beyond what you're even considering for yourself. And that's why they don't want me to say much about it just yet. I know when the cards will be coming that will reflect that. Yeah. So let's go on to 3D, as I said. What's the 3D for Pisces North Node? We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the King of Wands. I think I'll take that one too. Anyway, we have the 7 of Swords. The Page of Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So, okay. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like, making a whole lot of effort that's not going anywhere. Possibly because you're working in the wrong direction or focusing your energies in the wrong place. But it seems that what you're planting is not growing. And that's something that you're going to need to address. I just realized, anyway, don't worry about that. So, because with the King of Wands here, I feel that there's a very sure-headedness, sure-footedness about you in the next 3 months. However, I'm not sure if this is guiding you, like if you're listening to your heart. It doesn't seem like you are. Now, I also feel like someone may come into your life who gives off the sense that they are guiding you to a more heart-led living. I'm not feeling that they are necessarily leading you astray, but you should be cautious about anybody or anything that claims to put you in touch with your heart. There are definitely services and people who do that. You just have to be aware of whether or not they're also putting their opinion of what you should do on you. The other side of this is if you are putting your energy in. Okay, sorry, I'm going to go the other way. We'll kind of come back to that. I'm going to go this way. Because this is about putting your energy into places that are not necessarily working. The Page of Pentacles is going to be trying something new, I believe, or trying out a bunch of different things. But the Chariot in reverse is telling me that I feel like you may go backwards before you go forwards. I feel there's a period of reassessment, a period of what may feel like stagnation for you. And that's going to be because there's stuff that you're not acknowledging, not seeing. There's a lot of energy of trying to press forward and it not going anywhere. Yeah. And what we need to find out is why it's not going anywhere. And I'm feeling that why it's not going anywhere is because it's guided by the wrong. I shouldn't say the wrong, but the energy behind it is not what's going to propel you forward. It's like trying to grow in the wrong areas when that's not what is going to bring about more growth. So I'm going to use the word wrong for lack of a better word, but all of this feels like putting your energy in the wrong place. And there's definitely going to be the challenge and possibly help. Take the help with a grain of salt, of course, of reconnecting with your heart. I do see that this person is so, regardless of what gender identity they have in their human form, it's like a leader type of energy. So you may also have a very intense affair or attraction to somebody who will awaken something in your being. Does that mean that you need to be with the person? No. That's one thing they also want me to let you know. This person may just come across your path in order to give you a spark, give you a little, to boost your engine, if you will, to help you remember something inside of yourself that needs to be remembered, right? So obviously if you're in a relationship and you're pretty much happily there and can't imagine leaving, right? That's also something, sometimes we get a flirtatious spark from somebody, and it's just to spark something inside of us and remind us that we have, still have flowing sexual energies, regardless if you're 15 or 50 or 80, right? And regardless of whether or not you are actually physically in a sexual relationship, there's always sexual energy coursing through you for your benefit, right? It doesn't have to wait for there to be someone to use it with. And it doesn't have to be even used in a, traditional sexual manner. It can be part of this healing process as well. Learning how to channel that sexual energy into creative energy, into healing energy. I'm going back to the Seven of Swords here. Yeah, there's the possibility to discover something that you have left behind or that you've been hiding from yourself. There's a truth to acknowledge in yourself. And it is the truth that you have to acknowledge in yourself is actually more significant than you even are aware of at the moment. It's a divine, spirit-guided truth that you are to connect with. But for the 3 months, you may be negotiating how to see it, how to recognize it, maybe getting down to that truth. I'm going to check how to bridge the 3D and the 5D for some more guidance here. We have the Four of Wands. The Hermit in reverse. The Four of Cups. And the Page of Cups in reverse. Oh, okay. With the Four of Wands, I feel you should, bridging the 3D and the 5D for you will be, number one, an exercise in, this already came out in the beginning, in gratitude, an exercise in being grateful for what comforts you already have. What you have already established in life. I think looking at what you established will also clarify where it is, what it is you still need to, what it is you want to create from there, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is saying you're misplacing your energy. The Four of Wands is, number one, look at what you have built, and number two, look at what it is that you want to now add to your creation. How do you want to tweak that? What do you want to add to create more blessings, more comfort? But to do that, first of all, you have to acknowledge everything that you've already accomplished. And I feel that you also need to recognize how that was accomplished. because I feel you have a skewed view of how it is that you got to where you are, wherever that is for you, right? But part of this here, this blind spot, is like, I feel that you are not quite aware of actually how you got as far as you have gotten and how you've accomplished what you've accomplished. And you may also have not a clear view of what it is you've actually accomplished. I think some of you are underestimating and being too humble. The Hermit in reverse is like, I feel you have to, obviously, what words can I put this in? Being proud of your accomplishments is very different from being arrogant, right? And being aware of what you have contributed and what you contribute and what light you have is also not arrogance, right? So I feel that you need to put yourself out there more. They're showing me someone like also reclaiming their beauty or attractiveness, reclaiming their looks and their body as something to be celebrated, an increase in self-love. And I feel that a big part of this is also allowing people to compliment you and admire you. Seeking external approval and accepting external approval are also two different things, right? Let me go to the Four of Cups here. So the Four of Cups, I did say that there's like a healing of a kind of a emotional burden. And I feel here that this is kind of what's in your blind spot at the moment. I feel that you are not fully healed from some interaction or some phase of life that was not nurturing. And part of you, some of that phase of life is happening right now, but it's like it's repeating. It's on repeat. It's on repeat because you have accepted it as how people react to a certain energy you carry. And that is something that needs to be deconstructed. Because and the interesting thing here is like, this is just the shoulder blade here. But every time I look at this card, I see these two pieces together as if someone has their hand on this skeleton shoulder. And I feel divine comfort needs to be let in. You may not find the comfort in the physical realm at this point, unless it's with people who have also experienced the same kind of shutting down of their selves. But even that, you have to be careful of whether your conversations circle around complaining around the state of things or if you're actually elevating each other. So be aware of that as well. I do get from this section, though, that there is also a need to redefine the world and yourself on your own terms and to force the agenda. Like, honestly, don't even think of changing the world around you. Just stand in your own truth is what I'm getting from this. And the Page of Cups in reverse. Oh. I feel it points again to that creative outlet of processing. There's a lot to process. Once again, I feel, and in this case, it's really coming down to, like, I'm sorry for any of you who feel that writing is not a way that you want to deal with your emotions, or you don't feel called to write. I'm getting a strong vibe of those of you who are meant to navigate this particular issue of, your energy being read wrong, being judged wrong in our society, being taken in a way that actually restricts you and taken as negative. That is all needs to be shared, needs to be processed for you via writing, and also needs to be shared. And then I will go back to the figurative of writing. If you yourself are self-conscious, then you're more... Okay, basically they're telling me this. You have to force people to accept you as you are. But forcing them means being yourself regardless of what they think. And having faith and the knowing that you are meant to be that way. Society can make up as many rules as it wants. You were made the way you were made because that's the way that you best benefit our society, right? And our growth as a human collective. That's the faith that you have to stand in and learn to stand in the next 3 months, which could be daunting. I understand. But this is about empowering yourself to be your true self, and the divine understanding that has its challenges in our physical realm, but they want you to understand that there is endless support for you. You don't need to seek out the support of those who seek to belittle or undermine you as a person, or your character and your dynamic makeup. It may have seemed that way in the past, but those days are ending, if not already over, right? It's just our brains catching up to the fact that that's how empowered we are. Yeah, so some of you will write about that to all of our benefit, and I'm looking forward to reading it if you do that. Once again, there can be a novel, can be blogging, can be opinion articles. You could also just journal to yourself. And those of you who are just rewriting your future, which I may not get to witness it, but I'm sure it's going to be great. We're on to the portal of the heart. So we have smoky mirror in the reverse. We have sweat lodge in the reverse. Okay, so Pachamama goes over here, and then these are the Council and Lightning in the reverse. There's a lot. Interesting. A lot of reverse. Well, reverse is not necessarily bad. It's just from it I feel like a certain tough love / urgency. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay, dear Pisces North Node. Did I call you Virgo before? I hope not. Pisces North Node. So this is basically everything that we have already talked about, but much more intense feeling for me coming through. This is, be aware that a lot of how you see the world is you've been conditioned into thinking yourself, like not honoring really all that you are, right? There's been a lot of negative conditioning for you, a lot of conditioning that actually belittles all of your natural gifts, talents, all of your natural energies. And you seem to have bought into it. Yes. And the Sweat Lodge, and this is asking you to, can you see through all of the conditioning that has disempowered you and move to a place of empowering yourself? And because this is what the Sweat Lodge is as well. It's inviting you to remove anything that is not a loving assessment of yourself. So this is coming back to, I'm getting I know this will only be for some of you, but I'm getting a lot of this feeling of being a woman or person of color in a professional environment and not being able to shine because, number one, the system that you're in is already not built for your success, and number two, you don't embrace all of your qualities because another way of that construct keeping you down is by belittling and judging all of your qualities and not giving you credit where credit is due and not being appreciated for the fullness of who you are. Now, this can be in many other realms of life. This is just the situation that's being shown to me to demonstrate this energy the most. But that specific situation could be happening for some of you. And what happens in that situation is you're spending so much time trying to fit into someone else's definition of what a successful person looks like, what a leader looks like, that we forget that, come down here to the Council and Lightning, we forget that we were made with these talents, gifts, personality traits because they benefit not just us, but everybody else in our own unique way. And our mission is to come into alignment with that. So the longer you spend saying, sorry, they're giving me this one, I need to straighten my hair to look professional, as opposed to, living out that big personality of your curly hair, your cultural expression, if you cook certain things, that's how it's coming out to me. But the longer you spend trying to minimize those things, the more you are suppressing exactly what it is you came to develop spiritually, right? Emotionally and in your human experience. It all is linked together, right? And the Council in reverse and Lightning in reverse is telling me that your heart is asking, is like, it's a time when Lightning is trying to shock you into what your higher calling is, because the Council is the Council of Light, who is like, yeah, you came with a specific mission to this planet, and you can, there is, I feel the need to explain to you, if you don't already know, the difference between destiny and fate. So we are not slaves to our karma. Fated life is kind of, as it's been explained to me, is where all of your actions in the past are leading to what that will lead to. And we can sit and let that be where we go, right? And say, it's my karma, but the reality is you can always work with the divine to be free of your karma. And you may have come to this realm to do that work, right? But you can refuse to do the work, and then your life will just go, however the wheel turns, right? Whatever consequences come as a result of actions you've taken in the past. However, there is a higher destiny for each of us that we can choose to take bold steps to align ourselves with. And some of us, depending on how complacent we've been in the past, may have to be bold in this moment. And I feel for you, Pisces North Node, that you are being called to do something very bold, and out of your comfort zone, and just take a leap of faith. And I feel the leap of faith has to be that you have to understand that some of the people that you have spent your life trying to appease and satisfy, they're not the key holder to your future. They don't hold the keys to your abundance. They can make you think so, right? We can have that fear, that existential fear. If this person doesn't like me, I'm not going to get a promotion, I'm not going to make money, I'm not going to this, and I'm not going to that. But the reality is, if you are called to something higher than that, if you cut that off tomorrow, the universe will provide you with what you need to do what you came to do, right? And this is where the faith comes in. You came to do something predestined. And that up to now, you have not been encouraged or shown how magnificent you are and how magnificently you can do that thing. So Pachamama at the end here is saying that you came for a very specific you came as you are, and you are loved as you are. Right? Yes, there's room for growth and learning and such, but you came as you are. You were welcomed as you are. And Gaia, Mother Earth, Pachamama, however you want to define that energy, is supporting your every heartbeat, breath as you are, because you are loved as you are, right? And that is it. And it's time for you to take the necessary steps to also embrace yourself in that fullness as well. Like if they being all your guides, the planet itself, and the Council of Light, and all these, otherworldly, higher dimensional beings are like, hey, we love you. Who are you to not? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, it's just, so these are things that you need to, your heart wants you to process. How deep you truly love and appreciate yourself, and how many, and like all of your characteristics, all of them, even the things that you were taught from a young age were not acceptable or did not make you fit in, or all of the things that you do to make yourself fit in, they want you to question. Your heart wants you to question. I said that there feels to be an urgency. I do feel an urgency that this potential for a great transformation and great miracle, I don't want to give you any fear that you're going to miss it, but it can very well be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It may not come around again in your lifetime, or it will take a while. So there is an urgency, as I said in the beginning. So I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to pull your final oracles. Okay, so we got 2 cards here. We have Wild Winds and Warrior Woman, and I'm also going to pull from another deck. Akasha, your advice, your guidance is divinely guided. Okay. Okie dokie. I just read directly from the guidebook for these. 42. Okay. Do you hear the whispers of in the wind? Have you ever been alone in nature when suddenly you hear a word or a sound, but no one is there? Earth Mama speaks to us in many ways, but it takes time and practice to hear her with clarity. At first you may wonder if it's just your mind playing tricks on you. Do not allow doubt to block the wisdom of the earth. The Wild Winds card commonly appears when a spirit or the universe has sent you messages in the form of synchronicities or patterns like recurring numbers, symbols, colors, and shapes that you missed. This card is a nudge to open your senses to the messages that you have been closed off to. Sometimes a message can be so clear that it becomes overwhelming. Other times messages are so subtle that you must be completely calm and still to see them. Either way, you are being called to make sense of the little clues being left for you. To do so, you must listen to your heart and trust that you know what is being presented to you. Don't overthink the synchronicities that come into your life. Do not try to approach them with logic and reason. Feel them in your spirit and know that your first instinct is often the correct one. Okay, we're going to read 41. And just to note, synchronicities, you have a lot of 4s. You've had quite a few 4s show up. Next, 41. Warrior Woman was not born into greatness. She worked hard, practiced, and constantly refined her skills to become the strong, celebrated fighter she is now. And she has the scars to prove it. On the battlefield, warriors fight until the end because they fight for what they believe in. Their hearts burning bright with conviction. Hatred and anger burn hot too, and it's easy to mistake them for passion, but they are not sustainable fuel, either burning out fast or consuming the fighter entirely. The pure light of your heart, however, is an eternal flame when fueled by truth and justice. As long as your goal resides in the heart, you too are on the path to glory. You too are a warrior woman. If you are feeling discouraged or doubtful, Know that you already have all the courage, motivation, willpower, and creativity you need, but you must practice owning your power and fighting for your passions. Don't give up on your dreams just yet. You are being guided to dig in deeper and channel your focus, energy, and resources into fighting for your dreams. You will win in the end, but do not expect overnight success. Reaching your goal will take time and dedication, but the rewards will be well worth the effort. And the last one. Okay. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension and the Library of Souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts are agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you planned to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is a time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spirit world, to trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Yes, it's time. It is time to go forward from wherever you are and to go so boldly. I got a big kind of message or confirmation when it said that some of you chose to be exactly like work for a certain company. So don't doubt that where you are is where you need to be to get where you're going. Don't waste any time on mulling over what did I do wrong, right? Spend your energy on reconnecting, like letting the wisdom and the energy resurface and being guided as to where you are to go with that. So, Pisces North Node, I hope that was helpful for you. Do check out my current podcast series called Ascension Messages, which I'm going to link here in this corner, I think. And other than that, I will see you next time around. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.